Welcome to the game, and I'll kind of introduce you guys as players. We have Rengard, we have Tony, whose screen name is Smooth Whiskey. We have Thad, who I might say his real name at some point by accident, but I'll try to use screen names if all possible and all that. I'm the DM. My name is Andy. For reference to people watching the video, I've been DMing for about 25 years, since second edition all the way into third edition, fourth edition, and sue me for that one if you want, and fifth edition, and now 2024 D&D. I've been playing with all three of these players for over 3 years, one of them quite longer than that, and this is a one-shot Greyhawk adventure, at least one shot for now. We might do a follow-up at some point. Now, we haven't kind of discussed characters a little bit, but I'll let you guys, if you want, you can share a picture of your character. I know that Thad, character name at least, has shared an image in the chat. The Discord is visible in the video, by the way, so the people can probably see your image, as well as Smooth Whiskey's image, which has a wonderful, wonderful beard and seems like a happy fellow. If you have another image, feel free to share it in the Discord chat, but I'll let you guys kind of do a brief description of what you want your characters to look like and all that. And I'm gonna say your characters probably know each other to some degree, like your friends and you're all living in Greyhawk at one for one reason or another, and you've probably known each other for a little bit of time. And you're just a couple of pals that are hanging out, would be adventurers and the like. Now, Rengard, I'll let you do a brief description of your character first.
Well, my character is, to start off with, obviously a ranger there, but he looks unkempt with greasy hair, kind of misaligned teeth and everything, looking a little yellow there. He's got what probably is a bit of halitosis and is generally looks like he hasn't had a good wash in a few days kind of thing. He's typically out hunting or scouting for any of the people of the area that need help, otherwise hunting and bringing in general game that can be used for food for people.
And Smooth Whiskey, how would you describe your character?
Matthias is a gentleman of of age. He's seen his time as he's been about in the land. He has under his heavy armor and large shield, sigiled with the emblem of Helm. Under that, there's a white full beard and mustache and thinning white gray hair. He seems worn through time, wrinkles and all, but keeps a happy countenance as he goes about. He has like a kind of purple sash that seems to be a gift of some kind. It has a light like line design on the inside, which he keeps protected, so he flips it to the underside. He uses it to show that he is for the people.
An aura about him.
He's a jolly fellow, just getting about and trying to help out as long as he can.
Now, for Thad, how would you describe your character in your own words?
Thaddeus Ironbrow is a very interesting character. He is a illegitimate child of a minor lord from Shadowdale and a giantess, so of fire descent. And he was basically shipped off to, because he's illegitimate, shipped off and, kind of given away by the father after the mother kind of disappeared. But he's got gray skin, but he's got the blue eyes of his father. He's got lots of giant type Goliath type tattoos. But he also has indicative of kind of like from England, like bright, like red orange hair. But he ended up getting kind of moved around. He is very tall, though. He ended up getting moved around to different like things, and finally ended up in a monastery of the Order of the Swollen Hand, the Inquisition sect, because nobody expects the Inquisition.
Nobody does.
If anybody gets that reference.
Yes.
I get the
No one
reference.
expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I kind of created him as like a somebody from like the UK, but the UK of Faerun. So
Oh no, by the way, this campaign does take place on Orth and Greyhawk, but you could be somebody that recently arrived
okay,
here, via
well then
via a portal or
it's
something.
the English equivalent of Greyhawk then, or Favor, or not Orth.
It
Sorry.
probably has one of those somewhere.
Yeah.
It could be Keelan somewhere. Maybe it's just another place named Shadowdale. Who knows? You're from
Sure.
an important place. Now, in game here, you'll see again the Greyhawk main map here. I'm not sure. I know some of you are mildly familiar with Orth and the city of Greyhawk and the world of Greyhawk or Orth, but this is sort of just a local region. Our token is actually in the right location. Castle Greyhawk is not what we're playing today, although that is a plan of mine to eventually run that. It's comical. It's full of crazy levels, but that's kind of beside the point. We're playing a game that takes place entirely in the city of Greyhawk today. In fact, the date-wise in game, because the way I run my games is they're kind of like legacy D&D. So one campaign theoretically affects another one. Is March 30th, 581 CY. I recently learned that they have their own month names, but we're just going to call it March for now. Out of game, this takes place a week or so after our adventures in the city of Cauldron that Tony and Thad were in really ended. So there is a centaur lord on the loose out there that's doing all kinds of things, but
Is
it's many
it,
miles away.
is Castle Greyhawk a very silly place?
It's almost a funhouse dungeon. It's very odd. Each level is so different from the other, and it just goes down and down and down and down. And I'll say I bought the book, and it was not well received when it came out because it had some comical. Uh, it was a very comical adventure to a certain degree, less super serious than other dungeon crawls, but it's interesting. At some point, I want to run it, but I want to go through and redo the maps for it because that would make it a little better than the black and white maps it currently has.
Out of character wise, would you compare this in a similar respect to say like your Underdark dungeon crawls that you have?
Oh well, we're talking about a little side thing, really, but yeah, if we did Castle Greyhawk at some point, it is similar to Undermountain to a certain degree. It's kind of like Greyhawk's version of Undermountain to a certain degree, and Greyhawk City is in many ways like Waterdeep, only it's set on a river. Although it's about the same size, it's kind of like the Greyhawk equivalent. Now I'll switch the map over real quick to the actual city map, and again, these maps came out recently with the new DM's guide, which is great. And I'll note, by the way, there's a location on this map somewhere that's some sort of Royal Rage Roost type place, which is connected to one of our other campaigns between Tony and Thad's characters. But that's something that happened in the background, and those characters are off doing their things, or maybe they're just wandering through the city right now. Your characters, again, have known each other for a little while. You become friends, maybe drinking buddies, and all that. And on the south side of the city, I believe it's roughly called the Thieves' Quarter, well, not all of it, is where you found yourself this particular day. Again, you'll see that Greyhawk City is a very large city here on Orth. I'll note for Smooth Whiskey's character, you're a cleric of Helm, and again, there aren't a lot of clerics of Helm in this city. You're a faith that is more or less being brought in to this realm from Faerun, although they do cross over via planescapes quite often, particularly in Greyhawk. There are said to be quite a few passageways from, say, Waterdeep and other such places to Greyhawk City directly, because they do trade back and forth. So there's people that go back and forth. But on this particular day, your group, the three of you at least, who, like I said, know each other somewhat, you may even say you're friends, have heard a rumor. I'll say that, more specifically, Thad heard the rumor, and it connects to Rengar's character's past to a certain degree. Rengar had an uncle, let's say, by the name of Gilroy Gibbons. Rengar, the character is, am I saying this right? Pharaoh Wetkins?
Oh, Wetkin.
Wetkin. Pharaoh Wetkin had an uncle, late uncle. I say late uncle because you didn't know what happened to the guy. He was one of those adventurers, which some people become, not everybody, but that seems to be a possible pathway for your own individual selves here. To your knowledge, he was a rather successful magician of some sort. One of those weird black sheep family members who would show up at family gatherings, say a bunch of weird things, argue with people, and then just appear, like teleport, or create a doorway around himself and vanish. And you never knew what his deal was for the most part. Last you heard, about 2 years ago, the guy disappeared into the plains on some crazy adventure. Plains are a dangerous place. Well, you heard a rumor, or I should say, your friend Thad heard a rumor as of late. And this rumor is that apparently your uncle was in possession of a small pottery shop on the south end of Greyhawk City. There's some business he owned or something like that that over the last couple of years was boarded up and abandoned, and no one really cared. It was a pottery shop. Well, according to rumor, a rumor that you heard from a gnomish individual, sort of a vagrant, by the name of good old Gnertwith. Well, it's some weird things have been happening at that house. In fact, when Thad would just ran into good old Gnertwith, he remembers hearing the following from the fellow. Yeah. I went up there and licked the door. I thought it might be tasty. And then it yelled at me. It formed a mouth with crooked teeth, and it told me all nasty business. Oh, that house. I don't know what's going on with it. I swear, you know that fella you chair about with? What's his name? Wetworks? Whitling? This guy's kind of drunk. He's a gnome that is a street gnome, more or less. Well, I heard his uncle used to own that place. Cause I had a cousin who used to work for him, and then he got petrified. And yeah, so I was drinking in the alley not far from there, about a day or not too back, and I saw some weird lights open the windows. They all boarded up, but there's light coming in from the cracks and all. Yeah, it's true. You can always trust what good old Gnertwith says. He's trustworthy, right? Yeah. And I heard some funny noises too, up there, and all kinds. I, uh, I think this is just my theory, and I theorize a lot. He's probably got some buried treasure in there from back when your friend's uncle was off venturing before he got himself imploded or whatnot. It's just what I think, though. So this is what good old Gnertwith, a vagrant gnome, tells Thad. Thad is a friend of the nephew of the guy who used to own this place, supposedly.
Are you saying my uncle?
No, that guy over there. He kind of points
Okay.
points over to Rengar's character, who's like walking down the street with Smooth Whiskey's character. You guys have known each other, and good old Gnertwith takes a swig of a jug with 3 X's on it. He's already quite inebriated. He's like, no, it's just his uncle. What's your uncle? Yeah, you. What's your name? What Philly? All that. Wiccan. Furbog. I know you. You got that magical uncle, right? he says, pointing at Rengar's character as you approach.
You're talking about the guy that owns a pottery shop?
Yeah, there's an old pottery shop. I used to relieve myself in the alley on it. Well, I touched the door with my tongue and it yelled at me, and I swear there's some mischievous business going on there. And then
What do you look at the door for? He had so many weird concoctions that he probably
I
would have
know
left you feeling a little more weirder than usual.
it's chocolate colored. I thought maybe it would taste like that too. I was wrong. It did not taste like that at all.
Well,
Anyways, yeah,
my good fellow, there's a reason that they had a bit of a concern for the licking of the door. Do you remember the last time you had a taste and you got splinters all the way up to near the back of your throats? It's
that
quite
was
a
the
nasty
other
situation.
time. That was like we're talking about a different time, friend. That was when I licked the door of the Green Dragon Tavern. And yeah, I got some splinters then, but that was because the door was not just a door. Turned out it was a mimic, and it did try to bite me. And
All the more
yeah,
reason to keep those concerns, my friend. It cost quite a pretty penny to clear that infection if it happened upon you, my good
well,
fellow.
that's true. I should really stop licking doors, but I also should stop drinking, and one of those things ain't happening. So maybe I'll give up on the door licking. Anyways, I'm gonna go over there. There's this guy who owed me some money. A
Well,
wizard fella named Lucen something. He keep looking at me funny when I'm gonna deal with him the hard way.
Are
Let's
you gonna
well,
lick his door handle too?
yeah, he owns this roost thing and with his friends, and I'm gonna go lick his door.
how about how about instead I give you a gold coin and you go to the local tavern?
Done.
Maybe just
I'll
try
go
a
there
knock when they
instead.
get to the next entrance to an abode. Good
Yeah, and
companion. Then I'd pat him on the shoulder.
Matthias has good advice. Don't lick doors.
You're not my dad? Okay, though, if you give me the gold. You give me gold?
Yeah, I give him gold piece.
Takes your gold, licks the gold. Yep, tastes like gold. Ah, no, hopefully not.
Thaddeus just shakes his head and starts walking away.
Well, this man walks the other direction, toward a tavern. Wandering off. Not far from here is that location that you've he described. The old pottery shop and all that. Closed for a couple of years. You've all walked by it on and off here and there. Never suspected anything of it, and so it's just boarded up.
Out of character wise for this relationship here, did my character, do you know if he was a relatively decent relationship and okay and just in passing kind of with the uncle, or was this
More in passing, I'd say. You knew him. He was like your mom's uncle or something like that. He's like your great uncle. And he you didn't know him super well, but you liked him to a degree. He was amusing.
okay?
He always said really interesting things.
Just a quick question: where are we on the map? It's a very large map.
Oh, you're just down here in the southern section. I'm trying to
Okay,
indicate.
cool. Yeah, I see it. Thank you.
It's a really
Gotcha.
big city, and you're down here, not too far from the southern gates and all that. But this location isn't that far off either. Supposedly, maybe it's this little shop right here. Who knows?
Well, the day is young, my good fellows. What say we to making a bit of an excursion to this uncle of yours and see what all the hubbub is about?
You can
Does he
take
have
a look.
gold?
Well, I mean, I haven't gotten word that he's actually dead, and the fact that he has all sorts of traps, we might be able to get in, but her hub in the place is probably going to leave my mother and father, rest in peace in some respects, from not being too happy with me there. We can take a look at it, make sure the place is maintained, and if we do happen to run into problems that we need to repair, we could probably take out a few funds to cover that.
Oh wait, he's dead?
He hasn't been there for a while.
Oh, so he might not be dead.
A simple wellness check on the estate in that case, of course.
Sounds good to me.
Would you guys like to head over there?
Yeah,
make
since I assume my character knows the relative location of this pottery shop and go
Couple
take a look
blocks
at.
away. You
Yeah.
know where it is. So you kind of walk over there, the three of you, strolling through the streets, cutting through an alley, passing some other interesting characters, perhaps even some other adventurers going on their own adventure, but not concerning you at the moment. Who knows, though? And thus you come to the old pottery shop. Let me switch our map over here. Make sure it's functioning correctly. Okay, let me hit 1 or 2 random buttons. Makes it work better, hopefully. And here we go. You'll start on the left side here. Now, again, I mentioned the scroll bar might be a little tricky, but we'll figure that out. You guys should each be able to move your tokens on the board here. This is the exterior shot of this, again, old pottery shop. There is a, now it's 2 stories tall. There is a front entrance and a back entrance as you kind of look around the shop. I can move you over to the side of the area that actually has the doors and all that as well. There's like a cellar door over here. There's a little well right here. Let me change my color to white so it's a little easier to see here. There is a front door right here and all that, and all the windows are boarded up. I mean, the place, it's in this court amongst all these other shops, and it looks like, a pretty large establishment. Pity that it isn't currently, an active building. Now, it does say second floor on the map. That's more because you're seeing the roof and all that, but there are like different levels of it, including a first floor and an interior second floor. So,
Rengard, where is the entrance to this place?
Rengard
Is it in back?
His characters, it would be Pharaoh Witkin in that case.
Pharaoh Witkin, sorry. Pharaoh. Is the entrance around back?
We can see it right there.
There's like an entrance right there.
Sorry. My bad.
Switch you over
out of character, I don't have. Wait, let me.
Are you able to see? Go all the way to the left on the screen.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
All right. Tony, can you see as well?
Yeah, I can see. Well, let's go pay them a visit and see what's what about this.
I think Tony's character doesn't have a name like the rest of us.
Let me see what's going on with it real quick.
I see everyone's names. I see yours. I see Pharaoh's. I see mine.
Now it does.
Oh, there it goes.
All right,
now I see it.
I'm gonna drag us to the right real quick. I'm just gonna put you right there so I can drag you easily. Just don't move for a second. It's gonna go dark, and then the right area is actually going to. Well, you'll see it in a second. Bring us over here, and we put us in the right spot. This is just the area where you can actually see. Well, in some cases through windows, because apparently most of the windows here are boarded up, although one window you can see has not been boarded. It's actually apparently this window right here. Looks like the boards have been removed. There is a front door, an old wooden door, painted brown, not unlike the color of chocolate. And you can see there's windows.
Pharaoh, I don't know if you would approve of this, but I can give you a crowbar if you'd like to try and help us find a way in.
Well, first, let's just try the door.
You can see inside one building, or one window, by the way, over here, what looks like to be a cement floor or a stonework floor. Maybe some barrels or supplies in there. Here's the front door, though.
Again, does my character remember if the door had any magical properties about it or anything like that?
You know of. You've never actually been to this location. You only heard from your gnomish companion that this was owned by your uncle to begin with. So
didn't the guy who licked it say it like yelled at him?
It yelled at him.
I tried knocking on the door.
Nobody answers.
All right. And
does it yell at him?
I will double check the handle to make sure and see if the thing's locked up, and try and do a closer inspection to see if there's anything odd about the door itself.
Gotcha. Guys, I want to pause for just a second. I want to reload Discord a little bit. It's getting it's acting scratchy for some reason. Give me 1 second.
Sorry, I'd asked if I'd asked if the door yelled at him because the guy who licked the door said it yelled at him. So
Okay, so when you touch the door handle, it's exactly what it does. A mouth full of jagged, gross-looking teeth forms on the door, and then immediately yells out, "Trespassers will be disintegrated without warning." The mouth then goes away. To Pharaoh Witkin, that sounds like your uncle.
I speak to the door. Hello, this is your grandnephew Pharaoh. Just doing a house call, see if everything's all right here.
The door does not reply.
Thad leads over to Pharaoh and goes, did your uncle know the disintegration spell?
Honestly, I just remember him doing all these sort of weird magical tricks all the time, and nothing really blew up except for the tail of the cat one time.
So you're saying you're not sure. Maybe we shouldn't open the door.
Yeah, that was a little bit why I wasn't trying to force entry immediately.
Well, maybe we can make a check around the back and see if mayhaps he's in the yard. He might just be having a stroll about, or a sit down on rocking chair, mayhaps.
Well, that or we can figure out maybe where he went, but for all I know, he's going to be pissed off if we break his windows.
I'll have a quick look around and see what we see here.
You know what? Before I go, I do a quick window test itself.
So you can check out the windows if you'd like. This window, again, is the only one that doesn't seem to be boarded up. The boards have been removed in that window, although it's locked on the inside.
Okay.
Looking inside, again, it looks like what you would expect for a pottery shop. A lot of, barrels and such that are stored
Does it
there.
look clean inside, or does it, disused for a while?
It looks orderly. I mean, there's some cobwebs in the corners that you can see here and there. Not a place that's been occupied lately, but it doesn't look like it's been broken into or anything.
Okay.
As far as you can tell. Looking around over here, and you can ignore the numbers, by the way. They just reference different parts of the building. There's a well here.
Are there any neighbors nearby at all?
Not neighboring houses, yes, but there's no neighbors walking through this court. It is not on the main street, so it's quiet here at the moment.
Okay.
As I come around the back, is this fence closed or is it open like it shows?
It's been left open apparently. This is probably a storage shed up here, and this is a little play store. Actually, it says what it is. I can just tell you.
Looks like a kiln.
It's a kiln, is what it is. Yeah, that's the 5 is the kiln. The shed, I think, is number 6, which you can't see the number, but this is the shed right here.
So Matthias has a easy stroll through the yard. He's like, "Hello there, it's your grandson Pharaoh and his compatriots. Just checking in. Can you hear us? Maybe you were around the back."
You don't see anyone here other than the 3 of you. Again, it's kind of later in the day, so most of these little booths here would normally be busy in this court, but they've shut down for the day. It's probably a weekend, and probably a 3-day weekend at that. People had to close up shop early. Maybe it's a holiday.
I try the trap door real fast to see if it's boarded or locked up.
There's no lock on the trap door. It doesn't look boarded as a result.
Alright, I try and open up the door.
The door begins to open with a faint creak.
That asks.
Real quick. You swear for a second you saw a flickering light below.
That asks, Pharaoh, does your great uncle have a basement or a dungeon?
I've never actually been here before. My mom told me about it, and that's kind of how I knew to get here. But I mean, he was the one that was just coming over to our place all the time.
Well, men are mostly very to the chest about the work. A lot of it isn't really worth discussing. Matthias says with a kind of flat smile. He probably was just not one of many words. As you get to this age, that falls upon us all. But as stated, it seems there's a light on in there. Maybe he's just finishing up on the weekend project. Let's have a look, shall we?
Like I say, open up the trap door and give a shout down, uh, Uncle Fair, Uncle, you there?
The trap door, you say that, and you hear someone yell back up. No visitors, welcome! Begone me! We're busy! Doesn't sound like your uncle. There's a wooden ladder that leads down there.
Pharaoh, why don't you go first?
Alrighty. I head down the ladder, keeping an eye out for anybody or anything that might be a danger here, just in case.
Would the rest of you guys like to do anything while he goes down the ladder? I'll put him right here.
I am going to produce flame so I have some sort of vision down there.
So you,
I'll put light on my shield.
Yeah, okay. So real quick, wrong token. Let me give you a little token for that. Produce flame is concentration, right? There does appear to be a lantern
bonus action.
light down. All right. There does appear to be lantern light down there. Someone has a light down there. Let me turn on the light spell. Tony's character. Cruise plane, is that 10 feet or 20 feet?
20 feet regular, 20 feet dim.
Okay, I think it's the same as the light spell, more or less, but you can throw it is the difference. I'll give you the fire symbol. Well, what happens first is you two cast your two spells, and Rengard's character walks down the steps, walks down the ladder. Rengard, his character, sees an interesting sight below. Now I'm going to leave your one token there, and I'm going to put you just at the base of the ladder. When you see what's going on down here, go all the way to the right, and you should be able to see this dank basement full of barrels and such things, other such things, and some rocky rubble. There is several things here. One, good old Gnertwif apparently is here. He is tied up in the middle of the room with a gag in his mouth now. And there are 5 individuals wearing kind of, I would say, lavender colored robes, each with a sickle out, and they're just like staring at him funny. And their robes have these weird patterns on them that just make no sense. They're just very chaotic looking. They turn and they all have kind of like faces that look like they're slightly warped and just twisted a little bit. One guy looks back and he says, "You have no right to interrupt what must be done." Another then yells, "We must do it quickly. The gnome's blood must be sufficient." Another yells as well, "Yes, for the great worm god who will be born forth into this world at the death of this gnome." The gnome mutters, and then one of them says something peculiar. He says a name, which your characters, Pharaoh has never heard, but might seem vaguely familiar to one or two of you out of game. He mutters, "Now, for Kakoma!" Uh-oh.
Matthias is about halfway down the ladder at this point. He's like, is your uncle happening to be down here? Just 1 second.
So you're go ahead and roll.
No, there's a whole bunch of weird cultist worshipping guys trying to kill our old friend Nerfwid.
What's going on? I can't see anything.
You're upstairs still.
Yeah.
Now go ahead and roll initiative. I'm gonna give Renwick initiative from his character that's down here, who just made it down here, and I'll say for Smooth Whiskey that your character just started stepping down the steps, so you can't see what's down there just yet.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "What is he down there? Do you see him?" Just started.
You come across
Where is the initiative button on this character sheet?
Highlight you highlight the token usually, but it is at the top.
It should be on the top left under inspiration. It'll be in that top left box that has your name and then like the.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll be the red button. There you go.
I have to say, Matthias, I think the dice hate you tonight.
Yeah, well, that's just the first roll, and honestly, the healer being last is probably for the better, just in case y'all get up early.
Hopefully the other rolls are better.
I'm a close second there.
So,
Here.
Yeah, but you didn't get a 1. That's
Yeah, I admit I didn't get a 1, but I'm a close second.
Let me put you guys into initiative correct order here. I'll note I finally got my new Monsters Manual, which I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it has really nice art. Some controversial changes, one would say, in some cases, but it's interesting, you know.
I only have it in Roll20. I need to buy it on the actual physical book still.
I'd recommend buying it. It's interesting.
I will. I just haven't got a chance to do it yet.
Yeah. Let me roll their initiatives here.
Unfortunately, my closest gaming store closed down. They just couldn't make it.
That's happened a lot. You know, there's been a lot of gaming stores that I've been to over the years. I met Rengard because of a gaming store. I think I posted an ad in their forum and
Yeah, you posted on Facebook, and I was just like, we'll give it a try kind of thing, find out how this guy is, and then I go over, and he runs the game kind of thing. I'm like, oh, okay, this one's not too bad.
let me see here.
So, out of game, I try not to do this too much, but is it even possible for me to get down the ladder? Because I believe
Yes.
let me just make sure Pharaoh is down at the bottom of the ladder and possibly away from the ladder. Matthias is on the ladder, if I heard correctly. So, is it even possible for me to get down?
How
Yes,
far
hold on
down
a
is
second.
it? I mean, could he
10
jump?
feet. It's a 10-foot drop. Now let me go ahead and change something here. Let me find out. I'm still getting used to the new order of things. So Pharaoh's down there, and I'll say Matthias is standing on top of on the ladder here when things start. Now, downstairs is the character of Pharaoh Wetkin, who's just about at the base of the stairs. When everything begins, Thaddeus, who is up there as well, Matthias is trying to climb down the stairs right now, the ladder right now. You could enter his space, and he's not considered difficult terrain in this edition, and then climb down the ladder yourself if you want. Just kind of like, move through his space or move sideways on the ladder with him if you want.
I'll do the whole slide down the ladder around him, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay, so you go down there. Let me move your character to the other map, and I'm just going to take you off this map.
You'll have to tell me how much feet. I'm assuming that's 10 plus feet.
Well, you go down essentially 5 feet, down the ladder, and then you can hop down the rest. So it uses maybe, I don't think you have a climb speed, 10 feet of movement.
I can't see anything at the moment. Is that correct?
You will in a second.
Okay.
Okay, let me just fix this. And there we go.
There we go.
So
all right, cool.
Go all the way to the right. You're actually sharing a space with Rengard's character. So you can't end your turn there. But as you get to the bottom of the ladder, that's actually where he is. You see these individuals, and prone on the ground over here is, who would have guessed it? Good old Gnertwith has got himself in some trouble. Apparently he came back. Why? I don't know. He did. This one yells,
well,
blood will be spilt this day. For Kalma.
I'm going to do what I pre-planned to do if we got into combat. I don't know if it's going to end up hurting me or not.
Guess we'll find out. Oh, no, you can't cast spells or attack from your ally's space, so you'd have to move.
No. Wait, I can't cast a spell even if it's on myself?
Yeah, well, you have to be in your own space, effectively.
Okay, I'll move then.
Move over.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, all right. I'll move one. Then I'm going to bonus action cast Jump.
Very well.
Which is because I took Magic Initiative, is my one casting of Jump for a long rest.
Gotcha. Where would you like to jump for, to? Towards.
Mostly I wanted that so I could have the option to jump, but yeah, I'll probably jump. Let's see. So I have to give up. I haven't done jump a lot, so I have to give up what 10 feet of movement to jump.
You gave up 10 feet of movement. I think it triples your normal jumping ability, and you'll be doing a standing jump. What's your strength score?
Right. 15.
So it's half your strength score for a standing jump, which is 7 times 3. So you can jump 21 feet as long as it doesn't exceed your total movement remaining.
And how much move? Because I have 35 feet of movement. So how much have I moved so far? 10.
Effectively 10. So you can
Okay,
jump
so
25 feet or within
I
that
could
range,
jump
20 feet really.
to here. Yes.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. I will jump to there. I gotta switch from off of the measuring. Okay, I jump to here and go. Hello. Are you gonna try and hurt us?
Hurt you? No, no. We were going to hurt him. But now we're going to hurt all of you for Kokoma. For you,
I
wonderful
see.
fellow, are now a sacrifice, which will shorten the transition to bring the great worm god, who you were all born to be sacrificed to, Kokoma, to this world. Immediately. He's like reaching back with his sickle-like weapon, like he's about to slash you with it.
I see. So can I then pull out my quarterstaff?
Yes. Also, for the all of you, I'd say you could make a religion check to see if that name sounds familiar at all.
Yeah, this is gonna go well for me. That's about as well as I thought.
None of you so far, Thaddeus nor Pharaoh Wetkin, have heard the name Kolmar before amongst the various gods that you are familiar with. Now,
Maybe Matthias?
you can make that check as well. I mean, the
Oh,
door
nope.
is open.
Not too familiar. I've been more helping the people, not as
Oh,
not
yeah.
as much
That's not even a
tending.
name you recognize. Weird. Huh. What else would Thaddeus Ironbrow like to do here?
I am going to pull out and smack with both hands, so I'm assuming that stops my produce flame.
Yeah, I think it would because I think that the jump is concentration. Am I right? There's a lantern down here though. You can see.
No, jump is not concentration either.
Are you doing a different concentration spell in that case?
No, neither produce flame or jump are concentration somehow.
Oh, that's weird. I thought it was. Huh.
It doesn't list it. Maybe because the C is for concentration because I have guidance too as a magic initiate, so I think that's concentration.
Well, it does say your one hand, but yes, if you don't use it and you need both hands, you'd have to drop.
Yes, I'm going to put both hands and drop it and whack whoever this is, and I don't really ask who they are with the quarterstaff.
He's wearing like a little mask, by the way, and his mask it's like a gray mask that's vaguely got little worms growing off of it. It looks like fake worms, but it's a comically stupid mask, but it's serious to him.
Okay, well, whoever you are, I'm going to whack you upside the head with a 14.
You whack him upside the head with your staff, most two-handedly.
Okay. For 6 bludgeoning damage.
You give him a big bonk to the head. Probably broke his jaw. The guy screams in agony. Anything else?
Well, you deserved it. Nope, because I used my bonus action to cast jump, so I'll try something more next time.
Well, the individuals of their particular religion, you don't have to call them cultists. They don't call themselves cultists. They call themselves believers or something like that. A couple of them will take their turns. Now, Smooth Whiskey's character is not quite down here yet. He's still kind of foot on the ladder, but he's not down here. But he'll be able to see as soon as his turn comes up. At the almost complete end of the round, actually, because you rolled low. Also, let me fix something for the character of Pharaoh, because I had to put your token back on the map here, because we're in a different area. There you go. You're back into initiative. That's where you'll show up in initiative, at least. One of these cultists, for lack of a better word, is going to move 10, 20, I'll say 30. He's gonna move here. By the way, for Rengard, one of the rule changes from 2024 is your allies are no longer difficult terrain to move through unless they're like knocked out or a corpse. And you can actually move through enemy spaces now, but the enemy spaces count as difficult terrain. That does not provoke an attack of opportunity either. It makes things interesting. So this guy
Does
managed to
that
move.
remain if I move out of their attack range, that it provokes an attack of opportunity?
That would still provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So this
Wait,
one.
wait.
What?
What is your friend doing behind me here?
I shall slice him from behind. He gets behind you and takes a slice with his ritual sickle with a 16 to hit.
Well, I'm very armored, so it's an 18 to hit.
Oh, do you have 18?
Yep.
It's reading your AC as 14 for some reason. Let me see if I can fix
It
that.
should be 18 because I've got the martial arts, so it's Dex plus Wisdom.
Is your character sheet reading it as 18?
Yeah, 18
Okay.
says it shows
some
18 on
reason-
my character sheet.
Yeah, there might be a glitch still with the tokens then. It's reading the token as 14, but 18 will miss as he scrapes your armor. What kind of armor do you wear, by the way?
None, because I'm a monk.
Oh,
I have
you're
robes.
just dexterous and you have thick robes, and you're just able to move in just the right way to avoid that attack. Oh, he had advantage. Forgot. Oh, he still missed. Oh, bad for the second one. He's like, ow! This one is quick.
I guess I have trying to see what it says about. No, it doesn't say dexterous attacks. I have unarmored defense, basically.
Okay. This other one who you wounded is angrily spits towards you, swings his own ritual sickle at you. Again, he has advantage. Unfortunately, he rolled way better. He got a 22 to hit.
I kind of figured eventually it was going to fail me, so.
You are slashed across the face for 4 slashing damage and a point of necromancy or necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Okay.
That
Well,
hurts.
I don't like him.
5. Yeah, you're bleeding. Another one's
Yeah.
turn. This one's like, no, I'll get the one on the stairs. He moves, and then moves. And then he's going to, he's not going to go do that, actually. He's going to go towards Thaddeus, actually. He can't get to the guy on the stairs. He swings at Thaddeus and got a 19 to hit. He also hit. Nicked you, actually. I think that hits.
It does. I guess the person with armor shouldn't have rushed in so hastily.
Perhaps. It was brave of you, but maybe foolhardy. I rolled low for damage here, though. He nicked your arm for 2 slashing damage and 1 necrotic damage. Their sickles just radiate sickening energy for some reason. You're bleeding 2 different places. Now, Pharaoh has, for the most part, come down the ladder, and this is happening. What would Pharaoh like to do? Again, flanking rules are in play, by the way. So are higher ground rules to give you yourself advantage.
I will cast Hunter's Mark on the guy that is south of Thaddeus.
This guy over here. Okay, let me give him a little symbol for that. Now he's got a little cover from where you're standing. Partial cover. Trying to find it. There's the 12
there.
Now it's a clear shot.
Yeah. And I will take the shot with the bow.
The guy looks at you and he's like, no, Fukuhama! Go ahead, take your shot. See if it works. Tell me if you push the button if it does anything.
I'm trying the do I press the combat one or did the
combat.
inventory one?
Go to combat, and then there should be an attack button. And it tends to work better if you use the damage button in the character sheet rather than the one in the chat. I can look at your character sheet if need be.
Yeah, I'm trying the mastery name longbow. I click on that. That doesn't do anything.
Let me see here. So looking at your token, you have unarmed. Oh, I'm looking at Pharaoh. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have the attack set up. That's right. You should be under attack name. So if you use the plus symbol, you can set up the attack actually. The mastery name, you can just hit the little dialogue box, and it shares what it does. So what you want to do, like I said, is you have an attack built for unarmed strike and your cure wounds healing. You need to be able to attack for the longbow. So just there's a little plus symbol. Hit that, and it should be able to build it real quick.
All right, let's give this a try.
And then you didn't set up the damage, but go ahead and roll the attack first. Well, that's a 15. That definitely hit. The slow effect will come into effect. Go ahead and either set up. You can set up the damage, or you can just use the dice roller for damage.
Let me see if I can edit this real fast.
And you get a +4 because of dexterity. This guy's really hurt. I don't think he's going to live through this. Poor fellow. You roll, well, the first attack, I should say, is a 15, so you don't get the crit, at least. Unless you happen to have a second attack, but I don't think you do. And if you get the attack set up, just hit the button, the damage button in the character sheet, which tends to work better.
I don't actually see the damage button. That's the thing. I'm trying to edit this.
Okay, let me see here.
Yeah, because it's weird, Andy. It only shows crit damage on his crit roll. It doesn't show damage on.
No,
the
ignore
other two
that crit
rolls.
damage. I only did the first longbow one is the one that counts in this case.
Oh no, I know, but even on the first one, it doesn't show the damage button, which is weird.
There's an issue here. So when you go into the little eye symbol and you go to the weapon, it says main and then damage. There, add new damage, and then damage type you can put in, and you should be able to build it at that point.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get the character sheets are a little different, but they do kind of work. They're still hammering out a number of bulges in these character sheets. They are getting better, little by little.
Shoot. What's the damage?
I suspect they work better in Jumpgate, but that's what we're gonna find out.
Longbow is what, a D6, D8?
It's a D8. It's a D8. In second edition, you pick different types of arrows, and the D6 arrows shot farther, and the D8 arrows, which I forget what they're called, shot at a shorter distance, but they did more damage.
All right, that.
There we go. It seemed to have worked.
No, that's not right, is it?
Yeah, D8 +4.
Okay, and then it's with the hunter's mark. There's an additional D6.
Yeah, that's not built yet. So you could either use the dice roller. There you go. Do that. 11 damage. You shoot that guy through the face and kill that guy who was already injured. Another guy here yells, "Vamos! That's impossible! That man was no follower of Katomar if he died so easily. Clearly." They have to justify everything, right? Anything else from Pharaoh?
I believe that is it.
Well, another of these individuals is going to move around. He's going to stumble over these barrels as difficult terrain, and then he's going to leap from the barrel at you to get advantage. Swinging his fickle sickle at you. It's very fickle. And I say fickle because he rolled badly despite that. He got a 12 against Pharaoh's armor class, what's your AC? It's telling me it's 14, but I don't believe it.
Looks like it's 14, yes.
All right, well, he missed. He scraped your armor, whatever armor you wear, which I assume is probably studded leather, and missed. And then he sort of lands right next to you. He's like, "What? No! Blood should be drawn! This makes no sense!"
Andy, I hate to interrupt, but Pharaoh's on there twice, and his first initiative is wrong because he rolled 7, but it has him on there twice as 8.9.
I see him as a 8
okay.
point.
Yeah, he is on there twice. Okay, I'll take the 7 off, and we'll just.
Well, he got a 7 for his initiative, though.
Yeah, that was my initiative. Was a 7 there? It was the.
Okay, but that's an error. Okay, so we'll just put him back. It doesn't change too much. Let me see. And that was the guy. We'll just say that's how it happened for this round. Make it easy and all that.
No problem.
Good point. Adjusting that. And Pharaoh took his turn. We'll go to this next guy, and then we'll get to Smooth Whiskey's turn. This fellow is going to rush forward at Thaddeus, not to Thaddeus. That's a different guy. Swings with his weapon. Oh, and hit. Luckily, there's a cleric nearby. As
Oh,
he
he hit?
swings. Oh, he hit, yeah. I'm trying to pretending a D6 is actually a D4. So he hit you in the head for 5 slashing and 1 necrotic. I think you're unconscious.
I am unconscious.
Uh-oh. And then he yells, "Yes! Noma has made us ridiculous!" Now, at this point, upstairs coming down the ladder, Smooth Whiskey, would you like to go down that ladder?
Oh yeah, so Matthias will come down the ladder. He's like, "Oh, this bunch of ruffians. It sounds like allow me to."
Let me bring you down here. As you climb down the ladder, it takes you could call it 10 feet of your movement to climb down 5 feet and then drop the rest. You'll be over on the right side in just a second as I drag you over here. And 1 minute here, drop right there. So you should be able to see there's a lantern burning in here also, but it looks like Thaddeus is bleeding from many places and has been knocked down and all that junk. And these guys look weird, wearing weird vestments, and one guy's dead. Wow. What would Matthias Archguard like to do?
Well, that's quite enough of your tomfoolery now, Matthias says as he steps forward. Up and up, Thaddeus. We have business to attend to, it seems.
One of them.
Some ruffians to handle. And,
one. This one is a sacrifice to Kakoma, fool!
not quite. As I hit him with the cure wounds, I'll bring him back.
Oh, there you go. Cure wounds, you'll notice, by the way, Rengard, has been beefed up.
Oh yeah, properly juiced up, so 7 HP back.
You rolled low, of course, but it did give him 7 hit points.
I did see they upped the Cure Wound spell. It doubled the dice.
And the healing word. But
yeah, I have both. They're nice.
Well, Andy, just to clarify with the new rules, it's 0 plus 7, right?
Yes, it's 0 plus 7. It's not
okay.
The weird math I was using before. It made really no sense, but...
Yep, no, that's fine. Just wanted to make sure.
7 hit points. That's your action. Anything else?
I know. After that, Matthias will stand ready. Use my action to draw my interact with object. Draw my war pick. I'm like, let's see how you like a fair fight, you vagabonds. And that'll end my turn.
Leaders of Komar is what you think you should refer to us as. You may drop to your knees and swear allegiance to him, at which point we will cut his symbol into your forehead, or you will die. And then, Thaddeus' turn, you're prone. What do you want to do about that?
Sorry, out of game. Because I was knocked unconscious, does my jump end?
If it's not concentration, no, it should still be an
okay. I wasn't sure, so I wanted to ask on that, because I haven't played with jump before.
I have only used it slightly so far. It's been used once. Many games I'm running. Let me just check it.
It's not concentration, so I was like, I don't know how that works.
No, it just lasts a minute. It doesn't matter if you're unconscious or not. Still there.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess I'll attack the one to the west.
Do you want to stand up, by the way?
Yes, I will stand up. Correct.
You stand up. That's half your movement.
Well, I'm not moving, so it's okay. I can waste half a movement. I'm going to first swing at her or him with my quarterstaff.
It's probably him. Okay. This particular individual.
Wasn't sure because there were lots of people here, so I was like, okay.
This individual has not given you any specifications towards their stated pronouns, but we'll just leave it at that. It's a he.
I got a 24.
24 hits with that quartery staff of yours.
For 6 bludgeoning, and then I'm going to bonus action martial arts unarmed strike that same person.
Nice. want to say that's like an elbow punch or a kick or something?
Oh, elbow punch, but I do the
Roll
chicken and miss.
very badly. Now, I'll ask this: is that a happy roll that you like, or
No, it is not.
dot?
If I got an 8, I would be okay with it. But because I got a 1, I want to re-roll it. So I'll
Right.
use my inspiration.
Using your heroic inspiration, try again, which gives you advantage, by the way.
Oh, it does give me a well. Yeah,
That's what
it
it
just.
does.
But I re-roll once.
Right. Go ahead and re-roll. It just allows you the re-roll for
Yeah,
the record. To give you
much better. I'll take a
that's okay.
17.
There you go.
Elbow face. Let's meet.
Okay. For 10 bludgeoning damage.
As you elbow him literally through the face and kill him.
And I forgot. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Skull apart.
Because of my Goliath fire ancestry, I can actually, when I hit, I can actually do fire burn and burn them for extra damage. I forgot about that.
You're the first person I've seen play this version of the Goliath, which I'm like looking at it, I'm like, that's awesome. But everyone's
Right.
wants to play the Cloud Giant one because they can Misty Step. But this is awesome.
But I can't burn a corpse.
No, not yet. That wouldn't do any good. Well, that guy's dead. There's still 3 of them. Anything else from Thaddeus Ironbrow?
No, I don't want to try and jump away because I might die again, and I don't want to waste my cleric friend's spells.
Gotcha. Well, guess what? The followers of
I got the healer's kit for you as well, no worries.
This guy is going to move. He is going for advantage, I think. So what he's going to do is he's going to go 1-2 on top of his friend's remains and attack of opportunity for Matthias Archguard because he moved out of your threatening reach. You did say you drew a war pick.
See if we can't knock some sense into this chap here.
Pick his brain a little with your pick.
Oh.
Pick which way you'd like to swing that thing.
Only got an 8. A bit rusty in the old joints, it seems.
If you're
caught me off guard
with that roll, yes, it might be a miss.
I'll save the inspiration for now, just in case.
So it missed. He gets here. He's now flanking Thaddeus, which has not worked out well for Thaddeus so far. That is also a hit. He got a 21 to hit. You're just not the luckiest brand new monk today.
I am apparently the offering to their god.
He slashes your face, which is now full of slashes in different ways, for 4 slashing and 1 necrotic. But you're not dead.
No.
It's something.
Not yet.
Another guy, the guy on the other side, laughs maniacally and says, "This one bleeds much for Kakoma. Now he will bleed in the grave." He swings at you again and gets a 16, which misses. It hits your armor.
Is that with advantage?
That's with advantage. He missed.
Okay, all right, cool.
The back part of your, well, not armor, but you're able to dodge that. He's like, "Stand still."
I am very dexterous. I can say that.
Yes, the other guy who is over here attacking Pharaoh is just going to swing with his own weapon with no advantage, and he will miss with a 10 as he swung over your head. And then it is Pharaoh's turn. Nobody is Hunter's marked right now because that guy died.
Okay. I will use a bonus action to transfer Hunter's Mark to the guy right next to me.
Okay. I give it a little 1, by the way, to connect it with the little time symbol with a 1, so I know it's coming from your token and nowhere else.
Okay. And then I will drop the bow that I have in hand.
That will, okay, so dropping the bow is your interact with object. Now, note, you can draw a weapon another weapon, as your part of your action, though.
Okay. And I'll pull out the hand axe.
There you go.
And I will go after the guy next to me with the hand.
Ask him a question most half-handedly. I have to find some sort of pun out of that. Yikes.
No.
That's not the most fortunate of rolls. Are you pleased with it, is what I must ask.
I will deal with the hand I've been dealt.
Very well. Anything else from your turn?
No, that is it for now.
You slash to the left of him and scrape the wall with some sparks. Matthias Archguard's turn is once more. You get your reaction back. They are flanking this fellow. Actually, oh no, this is a flank right here if you did want it, but what would you have to do?
No worries, my good friend Thaddeus. Just gotta stem a bit of the cuts. I have some bandages on hand, I think. I will use my healer feat. I'll put it up here. So I use my action, using a charge of the healer kit. The creature I'm using it on can expend a hit dice and roll the die. They get a number of hit points equal to that, plus proficiency bonus.
Well, that would be Thaddeus Ironbrow right there.
Yep, so go ahead and roll your hit dice plus proficiency.
Right. I'm trying to figure out where my hit dice are with this new.
Oh, but I think I roll it because then it also gives me the healing reroll capability. What's your hit dice? Your D.
They're D8, I think. D8 or D10 is a monk.
D8 for monk. D8 for monk.
It's hard to track them in these new sheets. They need to fix that because they allow you to track it when you use short rests. But I don't know if they fixed that.
Yeah, it's they have it for short rest, but they don't really have a way to just roll one hit die like the old character sheet.
Yeah, go ahead and use the dice roll. Oh, there you go. You did it.
Yeah,
I got it.
You got 8 hit points back.
Some sort of healing spray, perhaps.
Oh, you just bandage them up.
Oh, that works too.
Thaddeus says, "My friend, you might want to move around the other enemies so when I attack, I might have some advantage."
Well, of course, my apologies. It's been a while since I've been out and about, scrapping with these ruffians.
As you move
He says
back,
to see the steps here.
This guy takes an attack of opportunity with his sickle.
Let him come.
Slashing! Oh, and he got a 13. I'm pretty sure it's a miss.
Nah, that's a miss. I got 18.
Nice. Scraped your armor.
Heavy
Anything
armor.
else from Matthias?
That'll be all.
Round 3. Thaddeus' turn. No, we'll probably take a break in about 6-7 minutes for about 10 minutes. But Thaddeus' turn first. You have a flank, it looks like.
Well, I'm gonna look at this fall over Kokolmar and go, "Do you really believe in your god?" And then smack them with my quarterstaff.
Praise Kokolmar! He is the one god of eternity! How could he not be? You have advantage.
With a 21 to hit.
Reroll just in case you
But I'll roll. Yep.
24 to hit. That
24.
also hits. Just more in the face than before.
For 6 bludgeoning damage.
Busting up his face, breaking his jaw, and leaving him badly wounded, but not dead.
But then I will use my Fire's Burn attack because of my Fire Giant Ancestry.
Oh, good. Throw that in.
For 2 more fire damage.
It hits him in the face and also burns his face, but narrowly doesn't kill him.
But then I will use my bonus action to use my martial arts attack.
That's something you can do.
With a 20 to
That
hit.
will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. I'll call that a headbutt.
For 5, yeah, sure, I'll headbutt them.
To death.
For 5 bludgeoning.
I'm wondering if you can use that fire thing with unarmed attacks too.
You can, but I think you can only use it once per turn.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, this guy's
I think
dead.
I have to double check.
Yeah, that guy's dead. Anything else? No, this guy used his reaction. The cultist behind you.
Oh no! When you hit a target with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can also deal fire damage. So I can use it multiple times, every single attack.
Oh, it's just unlimited, not like so many times per day.
That's let
awesome.
me try and put that in the chat. I have to see if I can find it.
If that's once a turn or whatever, every attack, that's a really powerful ability, and it kind of shocks
Yeah,
me. I don't see more
it doesn't
fire
say
genocide.
it says when you hit a target with an attack roll, so it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, it is crazy overpowered.
It seems overpowered, but like I said, I haven't seen a lot of people playing the Fire Giant Ancestry. It'd be really fun to see it more often because it's for a
I
really good damaging character, you know?
Oh, well, you can only use it twice. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's
or a
why.
number of times equal to proficiency bonus. So later,
okay,
when you
right.
get
Yes.
more proficiency bonus, you'll be able to use it more.
So I guess I've used it up.
Yeah, you use it up for now. Anything else
So,
from Thaddeus, Ironbrow?
no, Thaddeus is happy to be alive, I'll say.
Probably. This is a rough situation.
Yeah.
This individual's like, Falter, these fellows were false. Krogmar's with me? He swings at you, Thaddeus, and critically misses wildly and then looks shocked. Something's wrong with this sickle. It is ill fit. Ah! He just thinks the sickle's the problem. So he missed horribly. The other cult individual takes another swing at Pharaoh. Ah! Gets a 15, and then for dramatic purposes moves here as part of the attack for no real reason, just dramatically moving around. I think he missed. AC.
No, that's a hit. 14 is
Oh,
my AC.
never mind. Sorry. Hit, actually, the opposite of missing. He actually hit. It managed to slash you, cutting through whatever armor you have, for a total of 4 slashing damage and a point of necrotic damage. Also, make a concentration check, which is a constitution saving throw. DC is 10. You passed. You're still concentrating on Hunter's Mark. That was his turn, and now it's your turn. He's still Hunter's Marked.
All right. I'm going to spin the hand axe around to the backside and attempt to do a non-lethal attack on the guy.
Gotcha. Give it a go. Subdual damage of sorts, and you hit. Plunk. This will be bludgeoning damage, I'll note. Technically, the Vex property should be in place as well. So you hit it with your Scripin and deal damage. You have advantage on your next attack roll to hit him. You didn't hit him before. You
No,
nicked
no,
him
I
in the
did not.
forehead. Do you have a strength mod?
I have a Hunter's Mark
Yeah,
adds
get
an
that too.
additional. And do I have a strength mod?
Just noticing that it rolled 1.
Yeah, it would have been +2 for a strength modifier.
Okay, that's what I thought. What's happening is it's not connecting your ability modifier to the attack.
Yeah.
All right, you can adjust it. So you got him in the head. It gave him a big bump in the head, but it didn't quite knock him out. Oh. Anything else from Pharaoh?
That is it for now.
Well, Matthias Archguard. What'd he like to do? What shall he do? There are 2 remaining.
Alright, well, I think it's time that you feel the grace of the finale of your wicked deeds. As I come upon this one, I raise my war pick on the and try and strike down on his head.
With a sharp, pointy weapon. It goes towards his head, into his head, and he is not dead, or he's not alive anymore. Unfortunately, that didn't keep him alive. That went into his skull and killed him. But there's still one more. Or is that a bad thing? The last
that
guy
was
just looks over and he's like, "This is not possible. No! I sold my soul for this.
Do
No,
you question your god?
I must be. It's me. I'm chosen by Kokoma. These were false followers. That must be what's happening here. Yes. Now I will be victorious." Anything else from Matthias?
And he just steps into position. He says, "Such is the axe for your treacherous ways." And that'll be all.
Thaddeus' turn. Before we take a little bit of a break. You're flanking.
He says, "Hello, I hope you want to meet your god." And as he does that, he swings with his
We'll meet Kokoma.
quarterstaff.
Swing. You have
Ooh.
advantage.
Oh, I do. Right.
You're flanking. Oh, yep,
20
that's a hit.
for 11 bludgeoning damage.
And in the head, and you kill him, and you've won this fight. It was a little bit of a rough one, but your character's first real fight. I mean, I'm sure you guys have been in a bit of a wrestling match before, but nothing quite so deathly.
I will just say I am fairly happy I got the extra boost to my hit points.
I imagine. I'll give you a little bit of XP real quick. These guys aren't really worth a ton by any means, but you guys are still low level and all that. So you just get 41 XP from this encounter as first level characters. And like I said, we'll take a 10-minute break and then we shall continue.